God is telling someone today that your anxiety level is the scale which you can kind of weigh the amount of trust that you're placing on Him. Because the more anxious your heart is, it's showing you that you're trusting Him just a little less than you should, right? Or maybe a lot more than you should. Because He told me that in my heart. He said, you know what, April? The reason you're so anxious a lot of the time is because you are not fully trusting in the love that I have for you. Because if you fully trusted, if you fully believed that I am your loving Father and I have good, great plans for you, then you wouldn't have to be anxious about a thing. You would just be able to do what you need to do and to leave the rest to me. To just be able to be calm as a cucumber, even in the midst of a storm. Because you'd know that somehow, some way, I was going to get you through. I was going to make a way. So He says, you can, sweet friend of mine. You can live that way if you choose to. You can choose to be anxious for nothing, but in all things to let your requests be known to God, and that He'll give you the peace that passes understanding that will guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. And I believe that is Philippians 4, 6, and 7, if you want to go look that verse up. But He said that if you would just kind of look at your heart, look at the anxiety, that will show you those areas that you need to work on and trust. And He's not saying that in a mean way, in a harsh way. He's just saying that, hey, I'm your loving dad, and I can be trusted. He knows that it's hard because sometimes in your life you've trusted in others or even Him sometimes, and it doesn't feel like you got the answer maybe that you wanted. So that's when disappointment set in. That's when that anxiety set in, and it's like, maybe I do have a lot to fear because He's not coming through for me. Maybe He doesn't love me. Maybe He doesn't have good in store for me. Maybe I've blown it, or maybe He's not as good as I thought He was. All these things that can run through our mind right at night and keep us up and don't let us get sleep. But He said, He knows that your circumstances are shouting out that He doesn't love you, but He does love you. Just because we go through hard things doesn't mean that He's not loving us. That sometimes these struggles, these trials, these things that we go through, they're developing things in us. And He's walking right there with us, beside us, helping us, guiding us. And He says He's going to get you through. He's going to see you through, that one day you're going to look back at this thing and you're going to realize that you had absolutely nothing to be anxious for, to worry about, to fret about, to doubt about. He says you can calm that frantic beating of your heart. You can draw close to Him. You can let Him reassure you. And you can have peace that passes understanding, friend. And years ago when I was battling some stuff and I felt like I had a whole lot to be anxious for, He gave me this beautiful picture and He said, April, this is what I want it to look like when you have that peace, when you have that trust, when you have that faith in me, that you really can be anxious about nothing. And the picture He gave me was of me as like a little girl, and He was my loving Father, and He was carrying me, and I was sleeping. And all this stuff was happening around me. There was a war happening. There was bombs going off. And yet I was sleeping so peacefully in my Father's arms. And one time I actually did wake up and I looked around, but I didn't fret. I didn't fear. I just snuggled up and I went back to sleep because I was that assured that He was going to see me through. And He says He knows that you feel like you have a whole lot to worry about right now because there's a lot happening in your life. In fact, you feel like you're living in a war zone. But He says, trust Him. He will see you through. One day you're going to see that you had absolutely nothing to worry about because He was seeing you through every single step of the way, every single second. He loves you, friend. He's going to see you through. You have nothing to be anxious about. And He will give you that peace, friend, if you let Him, if you choose to surrender to Him and keep giving Him your worries, your doubts, your fears, your anxieties. He loves you. He does long to give you good, amazing things. He has a great plan for your life, friend, and I cannot wait for you to see it, how it just unfolds. I love you. Have a great day.